Hey everyone, so this video is about the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, a Counterintuitive Approach to Living a Good Life, written by Mark Manson, who is an entrepreneur and a blogger, and on his website he gets about 2 million views per month. And so basically this book is about not caring so much about what other people think and basically to live life on your own terms and just kind of canceling out the noise around you. People basically canceling out what people are telling you how to live or how to live, what you should do, what you need, and all that stuff. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my favorite part of the book, and it's towards the end. And it's basically the idea of failing or falling forward. Now, in the later chapters, he includes the story of Pablo Picasso and how he's at a cafe, and he's at a cafe just drinking coffee, and he's doodling on a tissue. And he spends maybe about 2 minutes on it, and then he basically finishes his drawing, downs his coffee, and crumples up the piece of paper and is about to throw it away into the trash bin. But then this one woman stops him and says, "Hey, wait, that's a really nice piece of art, or that's a nice drawing that you drew on the napkin. Can I have it?" And he says, "Sure." And she says, "I'll pay you for it." And he says, "Okay, fine. It's $60,000. And to her surprise, she's astounded. She cocks her head back and says, "What? That $60,000? It only took you 2 minutes to draw that." And Pablo Picasso says, "Well, no, actually, it took me 60 years to draw this." And basically, he was saying that through his experience of 60 years, it took him 60 years of experience to be able to draw that level of detail or to get to where he was. And so I thought that was really amazing. For yourself, for myself, everything that you do will eventually push you forward if you allow it to. So, for myself, I'm reading all these books, and it's pushing me forward in terms of my knowledge, in terms of my life. Everything that I do is pushing me forward. And so that's the same thing with Pablo Picasso, and I'm sure it's the same thing with yourself. If you continually improve yourself, or if you continually do things that move you forward, eventually over, I don't know how many, maybe 50, 60 years, or hopefully not 50 or 60 years, but hopefully sooner than that, you'll be at that level of mastery. All right, so that was my favorite part. And there's actually this other part of the book where he talks about how he wanted to become a poker player. And this kind of relates to the story of Pablo Picasso. And basically the idea of him becoming a poker player was that he says that, in poker, you're always going to be dealt a hand. Everyone's dealt a hand, whether it's a good hand or a bad hand. Regardless, you're always going to be dealt a hand. And so he says that through his experience as a poker player, sometimes you get lucky, but that's the rare occasional time. But he was saying in the long run, over a long period of time, what's really going to matter isn't luck, it's the skill, it's your skill. He was saying that, he's seen people with really good hands and they lose, and vice versa, people with bad hands, yet they win. So it's more so the skill involved with the hand that you've been dealt and how you deal with it. So you might be dealt a crappy hand, but it's how you ultimately play the cards that you're dealt with and how you overcome the challenges or how you play them. Or you could be dealt a really good hand and you might say, "Okay, you know what, everyone else is better than me despite having a good hand." So it's not exactly the cards that you were dealt with that matters, it's more so how you play those cards. So that's a second point in addition to the first one. And the last point I want to kind of make, that which goes in conjunction with the first one, is from this book that I read by Gary Keller, and the name of the book is called Shift. and he talks about the real estate market in a shifting economy, so going up and down. And basically, this story that Gary Keller includes in that story is a Taoist tale of this man and how his life just kind of goes up and down. So basically, in this story, there's this man and his son, and one day he loses he gets a horse. So this wild horse comes to his house, and then his neighbor says, "Oh, what good luck you have." And then the next day, the wild horse runs away. And then his neighbor says, "Oh, what bad luck you have." And then the day after, the horse comes back with several other wild horses. And then his neighbor says, "Oh, what good luck you have." And then the next day, while the man's son is taking the horse out to do something, the horse accidentally kicks the boy down, and then he injures himself or he breaks his leg, and then the neighbor says, "Oh, what bad luck you have." And then the next day, this man or the sergeant or this general comes around trying to recruit healthy boys or healthy men into the army. And he looks at the son and he notices that his leg is not well, so he says, "Okay, you don't have to come to you don't have to join our army." And then the neighbor says, "Oh, what good luck you have." So basically, life is always going to bring you on and up and down. And again, it goes back to the poker player analogy. It's how you deal with the cards rather than what cards you're dealt with. So life is always going to be full of ups and downs, and it's just sometimes we can't really see why things happen the way they do. So you might say, "Oh, I was in this very unfortunate situation," but then maybe a week later or a month later, you think back and you reflect on that situation, and you say, "Oh, you know what? That actually was a really good, despite all the bad things that happened or the bad things that came about from it, it actually ended up bringing me to a better position." So, that I thought that was kind of relevant to this video and to that point. So I just wanted to share with you that story. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want notification of my future videos, please subscribe. And if you're interested in the book, there's a link down below. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.